What's up guys, my name is ESO and welcome back to the channel. Obsidian have just announced their new game, The Outer Worlds, along with the trailer, and this game looks pretty finished guys. For those of you that don't know, Obsidian are also the creators of Fallout New Vegas, a renowned game that most of you have probably heard of if you're watching this channel, because it's literally based on the Elder Scrolls and Fallout series. Now, even though the trailer for the open worlds was only released a few hours ago, Obsidian have been talking about this game for the past year in interviews. So now we have the trailer to go over. I want to break it down and go over all the details so I can tell you exactly what the open world is and why I think you should probably be excited for this one. I'll be talking about the character creation system and how the game deals with progression in a really interesting way by the sound of it, and also the open story, which has lots of choice, of course, and different factions to join, the companions, and also the spaceship and crew that you'll be exploring the world with. And if you guys can't tell, the screenshot behind me was actually taken from Obsidian's website, and it's literally named Player Ship Cockpit. So I'm getting like Star Citizen vibes, but this is actually, a finished game we're looking at here. Now, before I begin guys, I want to point out that the open worlds will be coming to Xbox One, PS4, and also PC as well. So it's not going to be an Xbox exclusive or anything, even though Obsidian was purchased by Microsoft recently. I know some people have been worried about that, but that's not going to happen. Obsidian have also stated on their website prior to their announcement trailer that their game will have no microtransactions at all. Apparently their publisher Private Division is very supportive of their creative direction as well, which is always really positive to hear from any gaming developer. But firstly guys, if we head over to Obsidian's website, there's actually a description here that gives us a loose idea about what Obsidian's new game, The Outer Worlds, actually is. The Outer Worlds is a single-player, first-person sci-fi RPG from Obsidian Entertainment and Private Division. Lost in transit while on a colonist ship bound for the furthest edge of the galaxy, you awake decades later only to find yourself in the midst of a deep conspiracy threatening to destroy Halcyon's colony. As you explore the furthest reaches of space, you encounter various factions all vying for power. The character you decide to become will determine how this player-driven story unfolds. In the corporate equation for Colony, you are the unplanned variable. Big fan of that description, but what exactly can we take away from it? Well, firstly, obviously, the open worlds is a single-player game. Thank God. And it's clearly based in space, since during the length of the campaign, we'll be exploring the furthest reaches of space, which may indicate transportation, which I'll talk about later because we've got some more screenshots to go over, including the one in the background and some other details as well, which makes me very confident that we will be flying our own spaceship. Thirdly, it says here, the character you decide to become will determine how this player-driven story unfolds. We can even get more insight if we look into the Steam description of The Outer Worlds, where it says, in keeping with the Obsidian tradition, how you approach the Outer Worlds is up to you. Your choice affects not only the way the story develops, but your character's build, companion stories, and endgame scenarios, which means there's going to be different endings for the game as well. Now, you'll probably have more of an idea of what I'm talking about here if you've played Fallout New Vegas. The game basically had a variety of different factions to choose and join, and your decisions would directly impact each faction and its opposing faction, and how the world even developed around you based on the choices you make. And it was such a immersive that your decisions had so much impact on everything you did. And if Obsidian's past work is anything to go by, I think we'll see something amazing here from them. Apparently our choices will also affect our character's build, which I'll talk about in a moment, because as for character customization, we get some more insight here if we read the Steam's description. You can be flawed, in a good way. New to the Outer Worlds is the idea of flaws. A compelling hero is made by the flaws that they carry with them. While playing the Outer Worlds, the game tracks your experience to find what you aren't particularly good at. Keep getting attacked by raptidons. Taking the Raptifolia floor gives you a debuff when confronting the vicious creatures, but rewards you with an additional character perk immediately. This optional approach to the game helps you build your character while exploring Halcyon. This sounds like a very exciting feature that will allow you to sort of develop your character progression beyond what we usually have in most roleplay games, to be honest. I think this is a very new revolutionary feature actually. Basically, the idea here is that you just play the game and experience however you want, and as you play, depending how you experience, like say for example, you were to avoid any confrontations because you don't want to fight and you want to play more of a conversational character, your character will become more adept at doing so. But then if you actually allow your character to have that negative trait, because that's how you're playing the game currently, you instantly unlock another perk point that maybe you can invest into something that helps your conversation skills, which is kind of like, it almost takes character design to the next level. And it says that it's an opportunity for you to do this, but you select debuffs and in return you get extra perks that you can use to design your character into the role you want them to play. So say if you want to play a damage focused build who just attacks everybody and he's very aggressive, then you can put all your perks into like things that help you out in combat and just ignore everything that helps you out in conversations, and your character might even have debuffs where his charisma skill or something is reduced even further to the point of literally being illiterate or something and just being terrible in all persuasion attempts that you have. But on the other side, he's extremely good at combat because that's what he's specialized in. But the game makes you weaker on one thing and better on another. And I love that idea of building your character like that. But obviously you don't have to. The game says it's optional. So that's pretty cool. Like, you don't need to do that if you don't want to. But if you want to get like the best out of your character, I feel like that would be such a cool way to play the game. Like, I love the idea of that. It's rewarding you for building your character in the most immersive way possible. And that's great. Steam also mentions some more details about companions as well though. It says here, lead your companions. During your journey through the furthest colony, you will meet a host of characters who will want to join your crew. Armed with unique abilities, these companions will have their own missions, motivations, and ideals. It's up to you to help achieve their goals or turn them to your own ends. We all loved the deep character creation and morality system that existed in Fallout New Vegas. Each companion you met basically had their own backstory, which you could do a quest to complete and then you'd get access to some new perks with that character. But each character also had their own morale. So, for example, if you sided with one character who had loyalties to a certain faction and then you went and joined Caesar's Legion, who that companion actually hated and despised, and they told you that they hated them, then they would start to dislike everything you did and question your decisions until they eventually leave your company or something worse happens. I think Obsidian are going to take this idea even more in depth now, and I'm actually very excited about it because it's giving me Dragon Age vibes, like the idea of us recruiting a whole crew to run our spaceship means that we're going to have multiple companions from different walks of life, different factions even, on our spaceship, and we're going to be trying to achieve our own goals. And in the sense that it could be similar to Dragon Age, we're going to have conflicting personalities there. And it sounds like we could even have to manage those personalities in a way that makes everyone happy. Otherwise, we're going to lose crew members that we might really want because they give our spaceship an added benefit or bonus or something like that. Maybe we just like that character because they're fun to hang out with. But I think our crew is going to be like a whole dynamic to this game, and trying to like navigate and balance with our crew and keep everyone happy while trying to, deliver our own expectations is going to be a difficult thing. Especially, I love that part where it says, it's up to you if you achieve their goals or turn them to your own ends. Like, you could completely deceive people and effectively use them to achieve your own goals, which is just, I love that. The idea of morality and, how you play the game and if you're a good person or a bad person. I think there's going to be a lot of difficult decisions in this game, which also those of you who are quite observant have noticed that the protagonist is not voiced, which is really good in my opinion, because in a roleplay game, actually, personally being a Let's Player and live streamer, I always read all of the dialogue and I kind of like roleplay myself as that character. And if that character's given a voice, firstly in Fallout 4 where Bethesda did that, it just kind of like, it really ruined it for me. Firstly because I can roleplay it myself. Secondly because it gave the character, the female and male character, their own personality. And lastly, I felt like it actually limited some of the dialogue choices and made them a certain way when they could have actually been a lot freer like they were in Fallout 3 or definitely Fallout New Vegas, when the options there and the responses were just so much more, I felt, than we got given in Fallout 4. But that's just my personal opinion, so I'm actually kind of hoping that the main character doesn't speak at all and that it's all just done through dialogue options and then we get a response, like a spoken response from the characters like we saw in the trailer. Now the final point here on Steam is explore the corporate colony. Halcyon is a colony at the edge of the galaxy owned and operated by the corporate board. They control everything except for the alien monsters left behind when terraforming of the colony's 2 planets didn't exactly go according to plan. Find your ship, build your crew, and explore the settlements, space stations, and other intriguing locations throughout Halcyon. Now, if you didn't know about terraforming, it's basically the concept that, say for example, a planet like Mars can't be inhabited by humans currently, but if we were to terraform it, we would basically engineer it so that we created an atmosphere of oxygen and allow people to actually go and migrate to it and create a sustainable environment for humans to live in, basically. So they terraformed these 2 planets, but something went wrong, and it seems like that's something, we don't know what it is obviously, but it had something to do with the alien species, or even the warring factions. We do actually get a small glimpse at these 2 planets in the trailer, as you guys can see here. But earlier in the video, I mentioned that we would need some kind of transportation through the galaxy. Here we have our spaceship in the background, as you guys could already see in the video. There's a screenshot which is even titled Player Ship Cockpit, and also considering we have our very own crew to man this spaceship, I'm pretty certain, that we'll probably be able to fly it. And I think that there are also going to be different spaceships in the game, considering we saw a few different ones in the trailer as well. And I think spaceship combat is going to be a thing in the game as well. I don't know how far we'll be able to explore outside of these 2 planets, but obviously in the description and stuff it mentions space stations, it mentioned other areas you can explore outside of just these 2 planets, these 2 main areas. But it seems like we'll be like flying up into space, coming back down on the other side of the planet, and that's going to be our mode of transportation. Our spaceship almost sounds like our main hub, our base as it were for the player, which I'm pretty excited about. That sounds pretty goddamn epic. And guys, I'm going to stop this video here, but I'm going to be doing another one talking about some more sort of details I noticed in this trailer, because there's so much here to go over in one video, so many details. And I think just talking about the description of the game alone and speculating about it in this video kind of gives us enough to think about. So let me know if you guys notice any interesting details that I've not mentioned in this video, and I'll definitely talk about my opinion on them in the next video. Make sure you subscribe, because I'm 100% going to be playing this game. I knew I was as soon as I heard Obsidian was making a new Fallout-esque roleplay game. I'm too excited. I hope it's good. I think it will be. Knowing Obsidian, they did such a good job with Fallout New Vegas, and they don't seem like the kind of company to just jump on the bandwagon of, hey, look, battle royales are trending at the moment. Other companies are doing online games with monetizable models. Yeah, let's go and do that. No, they're not doing that. They're doing a single player RPG, which is what they're good at. And they're not doing microtransactions. None of that. They're making a good game, guys. And I like that. So I respect that. I respect this company. Unlike the faith I've lost recently, a lot of in Bethesda. So Obsidian Games, I think they're not going to let us down in this one. Come on, guys. Give us something good. It looks good. I'm excited. But I'll be doing another video on the trailer, going into more detail about that, and I'll link it down below in the description. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. You can press the bell icon, then YouTube will let you know as soon as that's out. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.